Hey gurus, welcome to our first lesson, the spiritual basics. In this lesson, we will cover what spirituality is, the benefits of meditation and journaling, and building your spiritual toolbox. So let's start with the most obvious of the basics. What is spirituality? Spirituality is the exploration of and the connection with something greater than ourselves. It is a practice and a form of expression that allows us to build connections with the energies around us and within us. Since spirituality is a practice, there are several practices that one should participate in if you are serious about getting to know yourself, getting to know the spirits around you, and really reaping the benefits of a spirituality practice. Now, these practices are not practices that you do because you're spiritual. For example, I don't meditate because I'm spiritual. I don't journal because I'm spiritual. I am spiritual because I understand and take the time to get to know myself, my energies, and how they flow through me, how I interact with the world, how my energies interact with the other unseen energies of the world, my spirit guides, my ancestors. These practices are what we as spiritualists use as tools to deepen our connection, to deepen our understanding of the energetic world. Spiritual practices are intentional moments of stillness, observation, reflection, and gratitude. They help us to connect, balance, relieve stress, be present, and connect with clarity. Now, don't get it twisted. Spiritual practices are about more than just journaling and meditating. Practices can be and should be organic, feel good, and be a reflection of you. Think of it like this. Everything is energy. Thoughts, emotions, people, spirits, places, even objects, and especially nature, all have their own energy vibration. It's up to us to honor those energies, connect with them, observe them, and make any necessary internal adjustments to align ourselves with the experience that we want to have, the spirits that we want to connect with, and the emotions that we want to feel. It's all about energetic alignment and knowing which spiritual tools to use for what. Remember, you are an energy. Your spirit team is an energy. Your emotions are an energy. Money is an energy. Anything you can think of is an energy. Spiritual practices help us align with the energies that we choose to focus on. Whether that be your higher self, health, wealth, your spirit guides, a goal, a dream, or otherwise. You can think of it as a form of tuning. Let's say you're listening to the radio in your car on 92.1. But your spirit team has messages for you, songs, music on this radio station at 106.5. If you're on 92.1, you're not going to hear what's being played on 106.5. You can't hear what your team is saying because you're not tuned in to their radio frequency. Each time you partake in a spiritual practice, each time you let something go from your life that you know needs to leave, each time you look in the mirror and you do a little bit of shadow work, you heal another piece of yourself, you're turning the dial more and more until you eventually reach 106.5, your sweet spot in communication with your team. If you are serious about your spiritual journey and you are dedicated to your growth, you're dedicated to your journey, you're dedicated to yourself, you're dedicated to this course, and you're dedicated to taking away the information that you need and applying it to your life, then you will inevitably reach the spiritual space that you are seeking. Keep turning that dial day by day, morning by morning, night by night, meditation by meditation, and you will eventually hit that 106.5 where the messages are clear. This tuning to the frequency of your spirit team can be done through journaling, meditating, going for a walk, connecting with nature, exercising, dancing, and many other ways that we're about to talk about. So let's get into building your spiritual toolbox. Your spiritual toolbox is where you store all of your tools and techniques for healing, manifesting, aligning, and tapping into your mind, body, and soul. Now, we're human, so we're gonna fall off sometimes. But it's not about being connected and grounded and tuned into the radio station 24/7. It's about having the tools that you need to realign when you need to. These tools can help with grounding, relieving stress, releasing or connecting with an emotion, aligning with a vision, dream, or energy, and so much more. When thinking of tools to add to your spiritual toolbox, think about activities that bring you happiness, stillness, calmness, and balance. There's no rules when it comes to activities that bring you into alignment. Just ensure that they are healthy and good for you in the long run. Now let's talk about 3 of the main tools that I feel like everybody should have in their spiritual toolbox, regardless of how often you use them: meditation, journaling, and grounding. But let's start with grounding. We are a part of nature, and just as nature seeks and needs balance, so do we. So our bodies are walking energy conductors, and when we are in a neutral state, we carry a neutral charge. The earth carries a negative charge. As we journey through life and we face various obstacles, unexpected losses, and transitions, our bodies begin to take on a more and more positive charge. Positive charges actually can cause chaos to our mind, bodies, and spirits. Without proper and routine grounding, these positive charges can just keep piling on, causing a lot of disruption for us mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. This can include anxiety, intrusive thoughts, codependency, lack of trust, low frequency thoughts, depression, and more. The quickest way to balance excessive positive ions and ground the body is through walking, laying, or sitting on the earth. The earth's negative ions will absorb your positive ions and leave you feeling more neutralized and well balanced. This is where that nature high comes from after you've been in nature for some time. Now, another trick I like to use for balancing my ions, salt lamps. Salt lamps carry a negative charge and they put that energy out into the space that they're in. So I'm like, just by sitting near it, I do my readings near it, it really helps me neutralize and balance. So get you one of these. Another beautiful benefit of grounding is being able to bring yourself back to the present moment. Sometimes our minds will pull us into the past and push us into the future with very little focus on the here and now. Ground yourself in the present moment through connecting with the earth, taking deep breaths, taking in your environment, and feeling your body being supported by the surface beneath you. Other methods for grounding include movement, breath work, dancing, and more. Now let's talk specifically about meditation and journaling. The purpose of meditation depends on the intention that you set beforehand and the type of meditation that you choose to do. However, they all share a common goal of taking us out of our mind and pulling us deeper into our spirits and our awareness. 5 of the most common types of meditation that we will briefly talk about here are mindfulness, transcendental, movement, loving kindness, and visualization. Mindfulness meditation is one of the most popular forms of meditation and is probably the one that most people choose as their first time. Mindfulness meditation is about observation of your thoughts, your body, and your environment. This technique views thoughts or distractions around you as a part of the process instead of a distraction. It's not about getting rid of your thoughts or making your environment be more quiet so that you can meditate. It's about being present and allowing the things, the thoughts, the sounds around you to be present with you. It's simply observation without judgment. Now, it's easier said than done, but with practice and consistency, it will begin to be easier. Transcendental meditation puts an emphasis on silently repeating a mantra in your mind to reach a state of restful alertness. It can feel almost like a hypnotic state of being when you reach its deepest levels. It is practiced for 15 to 20 minutes twice a day and is originated by an Indian yogi whose name I will not butcher out of respect. This meditation style is about training your mind, and you do this by coming back to your mantra every time you find your mind wandering. This increases focus and mental strength, which can also be done through focusing on your breath in your meditation. Movement meditation is an active meditation that connects you more deeply with your body and environment through gentle movement. This can be done through yoga, dancing, walking, gardening, tai chi, and even cleaning. It gives your mind a rest while you zone in and focus on the task at hand. Loving kindness meditation is super beneficial when those not so good, unpleasant emotions are in the forefront, such as anger or resentment or deep sadness. These meditations are typically guided and they help you bring love, kindness, compassion, understanding, and empathy into your heart for yourself and others. This is a great form of meditation to tap into if you are in the midst of shadow work, healing, forgiveness, or releasing. And lastly, let's talk about visualization meditation. This meditation is amazing for manifesting. It calls for you to enter into a meditative state with a certain scenario or vision playing out in your mind. Maybe you want to see yourself in your new perfect home, or visualize yourself in your loving, beautiful relationship, or maybe you're seeing yourself drive your brand new car off of the lot. Or maybe you see yourself accepting that new job offer and starting your first day. This type of meditation is great for really pulling yourself energetically into that world. I also recommend this meditation when you have to make an important decision. For example, let's say you have a decision to make about moving to place A or to place B. Do a visualization meditation and see yourself in the scenario of both options. Which one feels better? Which one is easier for you to visualize and tap in with and get excited about? See it, feel it, taste it, touch it, and take note of your emotions towards it. Assess which visualization feels better, feels most aligned, and use it to influence your ultimate decision. This meditation list is not exhaustive. There are so many different types of meditation that you can tap into. Do what works best for you, but be sure to have this in your toolbox. Now we're going to talk about one more tool in today's lesson, and that is journaling. Some people love it, some people hate it, but we can all benefit from it. That's the point. Journaling allows you to take your thoughts that are ruminating in your mind, bring them out of your mind and onto paper, into the physical. This is literally a form of release. This is great for processing, releasing, manifesting, and gaining perspective. Gaining a different perspective without having to vent or share your emotions with others allows for autonomy and strengthens your connection with your higher self and your intuition. You can also use this tool for connecting with your spirit team, asking them for advice, or even just expressing gratitude. But I want you to try this next time you journal. As you're writing, also speak the words as you're writing. This will activate 3 of your senses. You're speaking it, you're hearing the words as you speak, and you're also seeing the words as you write them down. This adds like a supercharge to your manifestations, and it also helps you dissect situations that may feel a little bit confusing or chaotic to you. It helps with seeing those different perspectives. Be sure to download my journaling ebook for free, because y'all are my students, for 5 powerful exercises, as well as some tips to help every journal entry feel like home on paper. Now, we've just talked about 3 tools to have in your spiritual toolbox, but there are tons and tons and tons more that you can incorporate. Today's activity actually includes you creating, building, writing, and then posting your spiritual toolbox somewhere in your home where you can see it often. I personally have mine sitting right here. I'm taking it off for a second. It's simple. It's just a sheet of paper. We're writing it down real quick. And then I have it right here by my desk so that I can see it every day. Whenever I need to tap in, I'm just like, okay, meditate, journal, go to the gym, dance. I have so many options. Congrats on completing your first lesson. I'll see you all back here soon. Mwah.